are passing by, just bear with us. Next time will be a lot better. Okay, so we are back again with our professional from Odeomu, and he's repeating his name again.
Stephen Akembile.
I think, okay, Stephen
Akembile.
Akembile. You have your Yoruba name now.
Olumoyiwa. Oluwalomoyiwa.
Oluwalomoyiwa. Okay, first of all, before we continue, for people that will come to you because of this program, I want to ask for a discount for them.
Okay.
Okay, before we continue. So anyone that comes and mentions the name of Lady K, you should automatically give that person a discount. Everybody is hearing that right now.
Definitely.
Okay? Okay, so let's continue. Now, just tell us, because our time is fast spent, tell us how you can immigrate legally to Canada.
Okay.
I know there are different ways. Just tell us briefly how people can immigrate to Canada.
I will break it down to two. Number one, there's two major headings. You can come in as a temporary resident and you can come in as a permanent resident.
Okay.
Under temporary resident, you can come in as a visitor. Just want to come for a short stay, look at what is happening in Canada, or come and have a visit to a family and go back. Number two, you can come in as a student. You come in as a student after the study, you want to go back, you go back. Number three, you can come in as a worker, maybe foreign worker, maybe as a professional, or maybe as a living caregiver. So those three aspects are the ways you can come to Canada on temporary basis. Then as a permanent resident, you can come in too on that permanent category. You can come in as an investor. There is an investor program that they put a pause to now, but there are other two that is still going on. We have one that we call startup visa. It's also for people, business people. Then we still have another one, they call it for self-employed. It's still under business immigrants. This category are the people that can come to Canada permanently. So under self-employed, we have two categories. Under self-employed, we still have another two categories. You can come in as a renowned athlete or as a farmer. You either want to come and start a farm in Canada, or you want to come as an athlete, but you must be renowned where you are coming from. So that is under business immigration. Then we have one presently that is very common. We call it express entry. Express entry is an economy. You can come as an economic immigrant. So you just come in, you are coming permanently, but based on your profession. So under express entry is also broken down to three categories too. We have federal skill worker. Those are the professional. I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm an engineer, I'm a pharmacist. All those ones we call them federal skill worker. Then we have another one, we call it federal skill trade. The federal skill trade, and that is where some people, they normally, scam some people. You can come in as a plumber. You can come in as a carpenter. But I'm going to amplify this. If you say you are a plumber in Canada, it's different from say you are a plumber in Africa. So that is why some people say, yes, Canada need plumber, they need mechanic. Yes, it is true. But they are talking of plumber that goes to somewhere like Polytechnic. Like in Africa, we call it technical college. And you must be able to do the English language, they call it IELTS. So that is the difference between the plumber here and the plumber in Africa. Then the third one, you can have what we call Canadian experience. So you come here, you are a student, or you have been here temporarily as a student or as a worker, and you have finished your program. There is a pathway that you can use your Canadian experience to become a permanent resident. So those are the ways that you can come here permanently. There are another one that is very, very important also. We call it provincial nominee program. A province in Canada that we normally call states in Africa, a province can nominate you, and through that you can become a permanent resident. So we still have, we normally call it PNP, Provincial Nominee Program. So under Provincial Nominee Program, you can still come here permanently. So by the time people are asking questions, or maybe with other questions, I can be amplifying each of these because of our time. But basically, those are the areas that you can come to Canada legally.
Legally. Thank you so very much. Let me quickly go to this one. I got from someone that said she has a friend in Spain.
Okay.
And the person is there legally.
Okay.
And she's trying to bring the person here to Canada.
Okay.
How can that be done?
Okay. 2 ways now. Number one, we have to, because the person is in Spain but the person is not in Spanish.
No.
Okay. We have to know the immigration status of the person there. As a Nigerian, is the person there as a worker? Is the person, I'm talking of in Spain now, is the person there as a worker, as a student, as a permanent resident? So, depending on your immigration status in a country that is a second country to your own country, that will also determine if you can be able to come here. Like now, somebody that is a Spanish, if he's coming to Canada, can come here without a visa, he can come here with Spanish passport. If you are a permanent resident of Spain and you don't have a Spanish passport, you need a visa to come to Canada. So that is where it gets complicated. So we have to know the immigration status of the person over there before we can say this is how the person can come to Canada. And let me try and say this: the person cannot sponsor if you are a Canadian citizen and you have somebody over there, if the person is not your parent and the person is not your child, and the person is not a child of a former child of your spouse,
oh, okay,
you cannot sponsor the person here. Some people say I can sponsor my sibling. You cannot sponsor your sibling in Canada. This is going to shock a lot of people. I have a blood brother. I'm a Canadian citizen. My blood brother is in Nigeria. He's 16 years, for example. I cannot sponsor him. That is the law. Many people always come to me, they say, I have a brother, he's not doing anything in Nigeria. I want to sponsor him. You cannot sponsor him. You can sponsor your parent. You can sponsor your child from a previous marriage, but you cannot sponsor your sibling. But if your sibling is coming here under federal skilled worker, because you are here, your sibling can get a point on adaptability because he has a brother or a sister in Canada. I don't think, I believe I've not complicated anything.
No, you're actually clear. Okay, so now to come to Canada, let me go now to the students.
Okay.
Because that's another major area.
Yeah.
And many people are getting into trouble trying to do it through people who call themselves different names, but actually they are not able to deliver. So for students to come to Canada, that's an area you specialize in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just briefly, what are the basic things that a person will need, especially for postgraduate students?
Okay.
What are the major things a person will need before the person can be approved for student visa?
If you take student application, we normally call it study permit application. If you take it as an immigration topic, believe you me,
yes,
for the rest of today we can be on it for the next 24 hours. But I'm going to just point out something. For you to be able to come to Canada as a student, the first thing you must do is to get an admission. You have to be accepted by an institution. And for you to be accepted by an institution, you're supposed to have basic qualification, like we're talking of postgraduate. For you to come in as a postgraduate student, either master's or postgraduate diploma student, you must finish your first degree, either HND or BSc, depending on the name you call it from anywhere in the world. But in Africa we call it bachelor's degree or OND HND, but HND is like equivalent to BSc. So you have to have a very good degree. Now, another thing is that there are some schools, they normally request you to do IELTS or TOEFL.
Okay.
IELTS is an English language testing exam that they want to know that you are speaking English very well. But You can cross that hurdle if you use agents that are agents of the school, or like a consultant. A consultant will be able to tell the school that, you know what, this person doesn't need to do IELTS, because maybe, for example, from Nigeria now. I mean, Nigeria is British colonized. Everybody in the house is speaking English. In fact, there are some households in Nigeria now that their children they don't even understand the native language. The only language they understand is English. So telling such a person to come and do English language before coming to Canada doesn't really, but somebody have to defend them. But yet some people are still doing it. So if you use an agent, it can be able to cross that hurdle. And another thing is that some of the university or postgraduate schools there, they will say, we want your transcript from your school directly to them. If you use an agent or a consultant can say, I can work with the soft copy because you see the school directly. So if you have any transcript, like me now, if you have any transcript, the one that you have collected, even the address of the previous school that you are using it for might be there. Yes, I can still use it for an admission for you. So those are the things. Basically, you have to have, your first degree with very good grade before you come here for your master's. And if you don't have very high grade, you can come in for postgraduate diploma as a student.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Is it true you must have a lot of money in your account to be approved for the visa?
Yes, no. Yes, in the sense that it makes sense that somebody that is saying is coming to Canada, you want to come and study so thing, they want to see that money is in their account. Let me try and say this. Paying all the school fees doesn't guarantee you a visa to come to Canada, and there is a reason for that. Yeah, that's the truth. Some people say, what is happening with Canada? I pay 14,000, somebody paid it, yet they refuse my application. Yes. If they look at your bank statement of account and they don't see the inflow of the money, so definitely they look at it that the money is not there, that you just want to use that to come to Canada. So because of that, your application could be refused. I've seen a lot of people that they don't pay school fees. And because of what the financial statement they presented, they give them visa. They don't pay any school fees. When they look at the volume of the bank statement of account, the bank statement of account is 6 months. Bank statement of account. The pages of the bank statement of account for 6 months is 56 pages. The money is going out, the money is coming in, and the balance at the end of the statement is just 10 million. They can approve such a visa for that person. It's not necessarily mean that it's supposed to be your own bank statement. It can be the bank statement of your dad, it can be that of your uncle, any of your sponsor that can be able to write the letter that I'm going to be the sponsor of this person. But in the situation whereby you have a bank statement of account and the maximum that has been going here and there is maybe 1,500,000, 200,000, and all of a sudden they just off 50 million. And it's your balance, just print out, and it is 1 year bank statement of account, and it is just 10 pages. If I'm an immigration consultant, I'm going to refuse such an application too. So it's not that they are callous. It's because, don't forget what I've told you. There is a reason for bringing people here. They are not Canada is not bringing us here because they are Father Christmas. They are bringing us here because they want to develop their country. They want professionals here. They want people that have genuine intention. They want people that is not going to be a security risk to the country. So that is why all these, principles and all these rules are in place, and they have to follow it to approve the visa. So that is why it looks like that.
Okay. Thank you so very much. We have just like 2-3 minutes left on this program, and like I explained earlier, today I've been getting so many messages that people are unable to log on. Even the telephone number they are calling, the number is not going through to the radio. Don't worry, today is the first one. We will have a repeat broadcast if you are hearing us, and we will continue this discussion on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, whatever it takes for us to reach out to our people to ensure that they don't go and waste their money on these people that are just, I don't want to use the word fake, but they are fake, just deceiving you, collecting your money. Meanwhile, they don't have the capacity or capability to do what they are promising you. So our main man here, we continue with you on Facebook, and there will be a repeat broadcast of this program. Thank you so very much for coming. Before I go, I need to acknowledge some people. In fact, if I want to start acknowledging everyone, what I will start doing is I will just start it today, and I will keep doing it in all my shows, because honestly, I have like 1,000,001 people to acknowledge. The first person being my father, Baba Kemi Amusho. Yes, so is the one that formed me. Àwọn ló mọ̀ mí, àwọn ló mọ̀ mí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín bàbá mi. Ẹ ṣé, merci beaucoup mon père. Vous êtes là toujours pour moi. You have my back every day. And my siblings, you are awesome. You are wonderful. Everywhere, anywhere you are in the whole world, you are just there for me. My children, I cannot replace my children with other children. They are just fantastic. I want to say thank you to Voice of Africa directors. You guys are just awesome. You rock. And thank you to so many people. I'll be mentioning your names one by one. I love you all. Have a very wonderful week ahead today.